Hi, I'm David Williams, the Senior Executive in charge of ggCircuit and host of today's Town Hall. With me today are Michael Winger, our VP of Operations, William Patterson, our VP of Partnerships and all things business, and Jonathan Rueda, ggCircuit's Technical Project Manager overseeing both Leap and ggRock. It's been a while since we've last spoken. For many of you, it is our first time meeting me, your first time meeting me. However, the rest of these friendly faces on the call should be pretty familiar to you. Our goal for this call is to quickly move through introductions, product improvements that we've made recently, our goals for the future, product roadmap plans for the future, and then after that, we'll get into question and answer for the remainder of the session. So let's go ahead and get started. William, why don't you start us off with introductions?
Yeah, thanks, David. I'm William Patterson. I'm currently the Vice President of Partnerships and Business Development. I joined ggCircuit a little more than 5 years ago, back in June of 2018. I came on board as our sales manager before transitioning to Director of Sales and Account Management, and eventually where I am in my current title. I've been a gamer since I was a little kid. I first started on a Commodore 64 before graduating to a Nintendo Entertainment System that you can hopefully see in the back. I'm currently playing Destiny 2, Spider-Man 2, and Persona 5 Tactica. My favorite part of my job is getting to interact with all of our centers. We all share a passion for gaming, and that's really fun to be able to talk about that every day. So I'll kick it back over to you, David.
Thanks, William. Winger?
What's going on? Mike Winger. Most of you know who I am. Been around the LAN center esport industry for a while. Currently VP of Operations for ggCircuit. Came to GGC back in 2017 as an outside consultant. Started doing like the Director of Operations. Started building the consulting part of ggCircuit, helping centers and universities get up and going. A couple years later, moved into Director of Professional Services, and now doing what I do now. Play video games, help this company grow. Honestly, this is a really good time for ggCircuit, and honestly, I'm just happy to be here. I do play video games, not as much as I used to. Used to play a ton of StarCraft back when I lived in South Korea, but these days I play Path of Exile, and I wish Diablo was good and I'd play it some more, but it's not. So yeah, you can fry me if you want. That's just the truth. So that's about me.
Get into the
Go ahead,
games
David.
industry, they said. Follow your dreams. Then you find out you actually don't have any time to play games anymore, even though that's the industry you work in. Thanks, Winger. Now on to lastly, or I guess second to lastly, Jonathan, who's been with us for a long time. You guys may be a little bit more familiar with Ross. But Jonathan, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, hello everyone. I'm Jonathan Rueda. I'm the technical project manager at ggCircuit at this moment. I'm based in Granada, the south of Spain. I joined ggCircuit for around 2 years ago, and I'm responsible for leading the development team to deliver high quality products, bringing your feedback and ideas to life in our development journey. So this involves turning business vision into action. And when our business team says yes, provide the green light, I'm right there, coordinating with our developers, allocating features into milestones, and crafting detailed plans to bring the best value to you. And I also play some games, League of Legends, but yeah, because of the lack of time, I don't play as much as I want. And yeah, super happy to be here.
Thanks, John. And then, as I said at the beginning of the call, I'm David Williams. I'm the SVP of the games division here, which means that I've overseen ggCircuit for about the past 18 months or so, working with all these fine folks. In a previous life, I was a professional gamer, commentator in the esports scene, producer of many esports events, some of which, if you've seen any esports events, you've probably seen. And then for the past couple of years, I've been more focused on the business side in a variety of different roles before finally landing here about 2 years ago, and then eventually progressing to taking over ggCircuit, which I'm also very excited to be here. I love this company. I love this product. And I'm really excited to talk about the things that we can do. So with all that said, let's move into a little bit of what we've accomplished over the recent past. So a few little milestones that you guys may be interested in. Over the last quarter, ggCircuit has finally broken 1,000 active centers. It's a huge milestone, something we're very proud of. And along the way, about 40% of you have started using ggRock, our diskless boot solution that we really think is a game changer for center operations. And we just see more and more excitement and buzz around with everybody that we talk to. So with that said, let's move into a few other things that we've accomplished over the recent past. Winger, why don't you start with maybe the website?
Sure. Yeah, we have a website. We've always had a website. We redid our website. So we updated some logos. We did more than just update logos. We updated logos. So the goal of the website is we just needed to better represent who ggCircuit is and what we're trying to accomplish right now. So if you go to the website, you'll actually know we've got some sections broken down. Obviously, where we started at, the eSport, LAN Center, PC Bong, eSport arena industry. So that's broken down. That's still a major part and the majority of where our customers fall in. But as you noticed, we have a huge focus on scholastics, specifically universities in K through 12. That is a major growth part for ggCircuit right now, and so we're giving them some love on the website as well. And then I don't know if many people are actually aware, but ggCircuit did a project with Alienware in conjunction with Alienware and Best Buy. So that sort of stuff to where you used to be able to go into a Best Buy, see Alienware computers, and it was actually ggCircuit software that was actually running that whole experience. So, and we do other stuff like that as well. So we're just trying to make sure that our potential clients moving forward, they can find us, they knew who we are. The industry stats page, that's probably our most looked at page by all of our clients. That's still there. And we actually invite everyone to look at that, month over month as, we update and as we grow as a company. And so we can also see the trends and what people are playing and whatnot. So, as far as websites, that's about it. Let's see here. I'm going to hit two things real quick, ggLeap 3.0, and then dive into a new feature on ggLeap, just in case y'all haven't been aware. But ggLeap 3.0 got pushed out about, 3-4 months ago? Does that sound about right, Jonathan?
Yes.
Yeah, about 3 or 4 months ago, we pushed out ggLeap 3.0. We updated the code, everything that makes ggLeap interactive on the front end, basically where your customers, the gamers, the students at the universities are playing, basically everything that they see has been redone. Videos everywhere, it looks sharp, it looks clean, basically everything that we want to do to convey what you as a center owner are offering your students. It makes it a lot better for them to engage with. So we've got a lot more updates that are going to happen. Jonathan's going to talk about those a little bit later, but I wanted to key in on a new feature, and there's Arcade. So this is a revamp or redevelopment on the basic leaderboards that we used to have. If any of you all remember, during the pandemic, we created at home, and while that was good during the pandemic when no one could come into our centers and actually engage with us, we've actually moved the feature into native ggLeap, and we've got some customizable things. So basically, you can run events. So you can set up things for Fortnite, for League of Legends, for Dota 2. By the way, we have Rocket League coming, hint, hint. So basically, you got a slow day of the week and you want to set up a minor competition, you can go ahead and do that. If you don't know how to do that, we have demos set up on there that show you how to do it. You can go to our knowledge base, but then we also have some pre-built forms where you just click, deploy, get it to go. So that's about it on the Arcade. If you haven't used it, check it out. If you have suggestions on how to make it better, let our support team know. We have feedbacks because that's actually something we want to grow, but we want to make sure we grow and implement it in the way that y'all, our customers, want to actually utilize it. So that's about all I have to say on that, DW.
All right, thanks, Winger. So now we'd like to take a little time to talk about our future goals. So here at ggC, before I even arrived and certainly after, we've always been looking for ways to increase our customers' profits and decrease our customers' expenses. So with that value in mind, we've been discussing different ways of developing and offering a free-to-you version of ggLeap sometime in 2024. This is the primary reason we sent out that survey earlier this week. The questions around ad programs and transaction fees especially are not intended to find more ways for ggCircuit to earn more money at your expense or otherwise kind of encroach on the private domains that are your business. They're intended to develop revenue share programs that'll increase your profits and earn credits through us that can be used for ggCircuit software and services, and perhaps to purchase hardware through ggCircuit partnerships, some of which we already have in place, and more that we're putting in place every day. So that would look like, starting out with Leap, and then maybe Leap pays for ggRock and a server and the managed services for us to come in and handle all of that for you every day. Leap working more and more for you. This isn't something we're intending to just shove onto our customers. We really want feedback from you to understand what kind of interest there is there, and what we can do together to solve some of these problems. Alongside this, we're exploring affiliate and revenue programs to offer you rewards for bringing new customers into the ggCircuit network. That's also a survey question in there. If you're excited about that possibility, please go answer those questions so that we can figure out how we're going to progress. And lastly, we want to gauge your interest in participating in different forms of collective bargaining. So leveraging the overall size and reach of our community to generate better purchasing agreements for hardware, to sell events and sponsorships, and to ultimately bring more customers into your places of business. Approaching publishers to sell events is something I've done quite a bit in my past. There's a few other people who have joined ggCircuit recently. I know ggCircuit also has a tenured history of working with Epic and Fortnite in a similar manner. Approaching these businesses as an individual is difficult, but when you actually leverage the power of our network and being able to run simultaneous events across the nation, across the planet, that's actually a value. And these are conversations that we would like to bring to these different partners, whether it's a games publisher or a hardware sponsor. And we'd like to participate with or collaborate with you to do so, because frankly, it's more money for everybody involved. And it bolsters more value for the ggCircuit community, and why all of us can and should work together for a better future together. So please, if you haven't already taken the time, I think it took us 5-10 minutes to fill out all 4 surveys at the same time, 5 surveys.
I did it as if I was still a center owner, and it was I think it took me about 8.5 minutes. So
yeah, so if you can find a little bit of time in your day to answer those questions, it'd be very informative for us. And again, we're not intending to just force changes on anybody. We really want this to be a collaborative process, and we'll probably take the time to reach out to some of you individually and talk in greater length of these things before we settle on and put them on their roadmap. So that's what that's all about, and we appreciate any help you can give us in that regard. So speaking of the future, let's talk a bit about our product roadmap for ggLeap and ggRock. Jonathan, can you give us a little insight into what we're looking at in the future?
Yeah, for sure. So the membership system is already live at this moment. So we released it some weeks ago. You should try it in case you haven't yet. And many other improvements. We are working on a full revamp of the web admin, focusing on delivering a top-notch dashboard for center's daily operation. And additionally, we're working to offer a customizable home screen, offering similar capabilities as the promo section has on the client, and the multi-site ggLeap installation for venues of the same chain and or franchise to support different venues to be linked and share some data among them. Then, regarding the new widget system, this will encapsulate most of the admin needs in one screen. Here you will be able to drag and drop the widgets that are interesting to you. You can expand, minimize, and move elements as your preference. And this will become an amazing control panel for center admins, where they will have all the center status at a glance, and also in real time. And this is just a small list of the widgets that we have planned to provide in our first release, which are the PC status, where you can have an instant view of the status PCs, the consoles, whether if they are ready, occupied, or offline. The day sales, which will monitor sales figures in real time for better financial oversight. Booking system summary, where you can manage and view all the bookings that you have at a glance, ensuring all smooth operations, and you have if you have free seats available or not. Also news feed, active orders placed by your customer from the directly from the client, so where you can track the customer orders from payment status to the delivery. Also, we are working on a widget called Ask for Assistant or Customer Help, which will provide immediate assistance and tracks your support inquiries for customers, just in case if a microphone is not working or a game is not running or whatever. The employee will have more control over those requests. And some others like game licenses at a glance, peripheral management, activity tracker. So we are working really hard to provide the best user experience possible here, and provide a top-notch dashboard to control your gaming center just in one place. And regarding GG Rock, roadmap is also fully packed with innovations. These are some of the features and enhancements that we want to add to one of the best Pixie boot system in the world, if not the best, which is load balancing and failover capabilities, also smart writebacks, SFTP backups, improve window licenses. And we are also researching about the potential of our proprietary distribution support, which will leverage the collaboration with industry leaders like Lenovo. So if you want to dig into the roadmap, I encourage you to visit pipeline.gglib.com, where you can add new ideas or vote current ideas to let us know what are you interested in, and the and just vote the importance that they have for you. So, and yeah, I could talk for ages, as I'm really excited about all the new stuff and the things that we have in front of us. But I think it's better to pass the floor to my partner here.
All right, thanks, Jonathan. Who knows? Maybe you'll get a chance as we get into the Q&A here. All right, so as I said at the beginning of the call, our goal is really just to get through the highlights of what we've accomplished, what we're looking at in the future, a bit about the survey. Please go fill it out, and then move into question and answer, because it's been a long time since we've actually met with you all and talked. So first question that I have here is from Tony D. Question is, I am planning on opening my video game lounge in October 2024. How is ggCircuit working to ensure the hardware packages are meeting the latest technology updates? Which one of you guys wants to take this one?
I got you. That falls under my jurisdiction anyway. So
that's where I was going the other way, Winger. So thank you.
I know. I don't know. Maybe William wanted to step up. I just wanted to give him the opportunity, but
I could say lots of things. None of them would be accurate, though.
Yeah, good question, Tony. So just a quick overview. We utilize Dell, Alienware, Lenovo, and HP. When it comes to our hardware packages, really we focus on meeting the needs of your business, what you're trying to accomplish, right? What you're trying to accomplish is different than the last person that we ordered hardware for. So based on what you're trying to accomplish and the price range in which you're trying to stay in, we'll order from one of our OEM partners. And if you want the creme de la creme, the top of the top, they will be more than happy to take your money for that. So, and so will we. Let's be completely honest with you. But we like to take a real consulting approach of what you're trying to accomplish, and then get you the best bang for your buck. So, and honestly, that's about it. That's exactly how we approach it.
Okay. Next question. Okay.
That was it. We got one question.
There's more than one question here. Apparently, it's taking a minute to read through them. At least that's my interpretation of it. Well, all right.
Who's playing what? Yeah.
While we're waiting, please send more questions. What else do you all have here? We receive all kinds of questions through support. We've answered many of them individually, so I'm sure there's more.
Yeah, I mean, as Winger kind of mentioned, we take a consultative approach to all of our clients. So we take into account the individual needs of every center that we work with. So part of the onboarding, part of the sales process is always going to be learning more about your business, what you're looking to accomplish with your specific business model, and then plugging in the right partners that make sense. We've partnered, like Winger said, with plenty of folks who offer great equipment and great products that we've vetted to make sure that they work properly with ggLeap and ggRock. So obviously, as Winger mentioned, we have Lenovo. We work very closely with them both for server hardware and beyond. We work closely with Dell for many projects. So if you are, for instance, a university or a K through 12 that is a Dell client and you need to work specifically with Dell, we can accommodate that as well. So in many instances, some of our customers will have preferred partners that they'd like to work with. That's why we've kind of branched out a lot over the last year in expanding our overall partners and what we can offer to our customers, really just to make sure that we can offer the full gamut of options for everyone.
Okay, next question is, how does ggCircuit managed services work? So Winger, you're definitely the best one to talk about this.
Well, I mean, given that I built the whole program, yeah, I would guess so. Managed services. So this is exactly what it sounds like. This revolves around the ggRock server. So every site you might have 20, 30, 40, 100 PCs, but you only have one server. And so the reason for that is, to manage all of those PCs in the center instead of having to update, a 250 gig Call of Duty install and the daily updates and the graphic driver that you have to do after you launch the game on all of your PCs. It's insane. Like, who has time to do that? So that's why you have a ggRock server. But a lot of our clients are like, look, I don't even have time to learn how this ggRock server works, let alone even update it for a game. So employees are expensive. It's man time, it's man hours, and a lot of our clients really just want to focus on putting butts in the seats. They're like, I want to market, I want to go make deals, I want to go make sponsorships, I want to get people in my center. I don't want to have to worry about how my network works. I don't want to have to worry about how this ggRock server works, or clicking the wrong toggle button whether I saved my image or didn't save my image. So we do it for you. We charge you for the service. It's right about $15 a day. Like, you can't even get an employee for $15 an hour, let alone $15 a day. So for $15 a day, you get an elevated support status with ggCircuit, and we update all your games. We update your Windows drivers. When you have to update Windows to different versions, we do that for you as well. In fact, we've had several clients that needed to go from one version to another version. We handle that. That's all covered under that package, so you don't have to do it yourself. If you think about it, if you make a mistake in your center and your center goes down, you're losing revenue, right? Who can afford to do that? No one can afford to do that, especially now pre-pandemic. We all lost a bunch of money during the pandemic. Now we just need to get it back, and we need to put more butts in the seat. So the service is there so that you can focus on the important parts of the business and leave the technology to us. Actually, let me expound on that a little bit, because I know someone's going to ask this question. Okay, we got another question. Take Tony D's new question, DW. Sorry.
So another question from Tony D. Can you explain how the software licenses work? William, do you want to tackle this one?
Are we talking? When you say software licenses, are we talking specifically about ggLeap and ggRock, or are we looking to dive deeper into like game licenses and how those launch within ggLeap? And I ask because I don't want to waste anyone's time going into some details on stuff that's not.
That's a great question. I think what we're talking about specifically is game licenses, right? Tony's getting ready to open a center in 2024, so he wants to wrap his mind around how that works through our system.
Sure. So ggLeap does have a license management and distribution system built within it. So this allows for game licenses to be distributed on demand to any of your PCs. This can save you a lot of money with paid game titles. So if you are looking to offer some paid games, offer some licenses to your players so that they can play at your facility without owning a copy themselves. Our license pool allows you to buy a handful of copies, say 3 to 5, that can then be distributed to any of your, say, 20 to 40 PCs on demand as players are launching those games and choosing that they want to play with a house account or one of your licenses. Players will always have the option to choose to play with their own account if they want to. Obviously, some players will own a copy of that particular game and want to use their skins, their cloud saves, their in-game purchases. But for those who maybe don't own a copy of that game, they're playing with a friend that does, or they just want to try out a new game title at your facility, they'll be able to grab one of those licenses from the pool, play on that account, and then that license gets returned back to the pool when they are done. So hopefully that answers your question. And then Winger, if you wanted to add anything that I may have missed to that, feel free.
No, you hit the nail on the head. I can't add anything of value.
Okay, next question. Didn't get who it's from, but do you guys charge a monthly fee for your software, or is it just one payment of X amount of money?
Yeah, so we do have monthly payment options. Now, we do also offer annual licensing. This will save you quite a bit of money in the long term. We do offer discounts on annual pricing. We can also do 2, 3, 4, 5-year licensing too. We will go through that as part of the sales process as we kind of look at what your ultimate goal is. We can formulate a quote that makes the most sense for you and your individual business. But we would always recommend going with annual licensing or beyond just to save money in the long term.
The other thing the annual license purchasing does as well is it saves you from price increases, right? So if you purchase a product now, let's say for 3 years, and we decide next year to raise our prices, well, then when you renew next year, you would have to pay the increased price. So when you purchase, a 3 or 5-year license agreement, it protects you during that 3 and that 5 years from the increased pricing.
Yeah, actually, on that note as well, we're investigating different forms of financing options or pay over time options. So as Winger was saying, the over/under on doing it through financing may end up not just making more sense for your business model, but being more beneficial to your bottom line in the end. We'll let you know as soon as those things are ready. We're in testing on some of them right now, but it's a pretty exciting possibility. Any further questions? Don't hesitate. We're here. We've got a whole other half hour if people have questions to fill the time.
Yeah.
Is it only been 30 minutes?
When Jonathan, when you were going through your presentation, there was something that popped out just because it's a question that I get asked a lot. So if we're not getting asked it right now, it may just be that we don't have the right people in chat. But you'd mentioned support for multi-site locations. So we have a lot of folks that own multiple centers that want to connect those, maybe manage them centrally. So what can owners of franchises or multiple locations kind of expect with that multi-site support?
Yeah, they will be able to, for the MVP, we will have common dashboard for them to just log in one place, one single dashboard, and then they will be able to see some widgets with the summarized stats for the whole chain, the whole franchise. That will be for the first MVP. Also, they will have on this first MVP, they will have a toggle on top of the right dashboard at the corner where they will be able to log in directly into each center of from the venue, the franchise. So this will be easy for them to run stats or check the centers or check whatever they want. Instead of just typing the username and password on each of them, they will be able to do it directly from the network.gglib.com that we are building at this moment. And for next iterations, we have on the roadmap some new additions for this, like sharing game passes, sharing users, sharing licenses as well, that we are currently supporting, but we want to provide them with the ability to select what they want to share, what they don't want to share. So that's
So I
basically
have a
for.
I have a question, Jonathan. So just a little bit of clarification. So if I'm a customer and I go into Arena Gaming and they've got 5 locations within my state, right, within my area, and I go into location one and I buy a 5-hour pass, and I don't know, let's say they sell me a 5-hour pass, I pay $25 for it, but that time is good until I use it, right? The time doesn't expire for, let's say, a year, and I use an hour that day, go home. Next week, I decided to go to location 3. Are you telling me my time will transfer over to that location?
We will provide that ability to centers admin to decide if they want to share that game passes among their centers or not. Yeah.
Got you. Is that going to apply to the reward system as well? So, like, if I'm getting rewards at one location, I can use those at all locations, I'm assuming.
Exactly. That's the point.
Perfect. We needed this when I ran LAN centers.
This is
Yeah, like
something
I
we get
said, I
asked for
know
a
this
lot.
is a highly requested and talked about feature, so I'm happy to see it on our roadmap, and I know it's going to make a lot of people excited. So,
Yeah, I know someone's opening up a bunch of centers here real shortly. So they asked me stuff like that the other day. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's what we're working on, but we got to ask Jonathan. He's the end all be all. So.
Any more questions we can dive into here?
While we're waiting for some questions, I'll touch a little bit more on our professional services, which goes into, so we have a professional service department. A lot of you are familiar with Dustin Dudley. He's our professional service director. He manages that team. We call it Spec Ops internally. I know for a fact you all have heard that, at least if you're familiar with ggCircuit as a whole. So what Dustin's team is in charge of is they do our consulting. So if you're a university or a LAN center that's opening up and you're like, look, here's our space. What can we put in here? Boom. You come to Dustin's team and they'll help you do a basic floor plan, a layout where you put your desk, what size of everything you're going to order. Obviously, this all builds into, our alpha packages that we offer over here at ggCircuit, where we, order your PCs, we order your desks, your peripherals, your monitors. Dustin sends his team out there. They spend usually somewhere between 3 to 5 days on location. They put everything together for you. They teach you how to use our software and everything, and then they hand you the keys and you're off to the races. And you get to go make some money. So it can be really, really simple. It also can be a little bit complicated as well. But the point is that you minimize your mistakes utilizing our experience that we got from making these mistakes over the last 20 years. When you minimize your mistakes, you maximize your profit potential and your cash losses. So just wanted to plug that real quick.
Another question that was added on to the previous question we were talking about.
Yeah, I can answer that one if you want. Just to clarify on the topic.
Yeah, just to clarify on the topic, does that mean one admin account would have access to all my locations and I won't need to log in and out of each?
So yeah, that's basically the main idea for the first MVP. So to provide one admin or one super admin account for centers, franchise owners. With that account, they will be able to just log in once in that network.gglib.com screen, and then they will be able to check the each center separately, or just have a summarized stats and widgets for all of them. So yeah, you don't need to log in and log out for each of them.
That's amazing.
The widget system, can the center owners make their own widget? Is that how this is being designed, or are we making the widget and the templates and then the center owners decide which widgets they show active on the dashboard?
No, we will create a set of widgets. We already have, we are already creating them at this moment as we speak. We have a set of them predefined where they can just drag and drop into their dashboard, and they can create the dashboard as they want. So every widget will have different visualizations, like different sizes. Some of them will have like 2 columns, 3 columns, or 2 rows, 3 rows, and various sizes. Some of them will just have one per one square. So it is up to you to create your own dashboard with the information that you need. You interest the most for your center. So for example, if you play it out with consoles in your center, you have a lot of consoles in opposite than PCs, you can have the like a bigger consoles widget instead of the main dashboard as we have at this moment. Or if your center have like many bookings, you can enlarge and expand your booking widget, so you can have a better overview about the whole agenda for today, when it comes to which PCs are locked or free. And that's the same with the rest of the widgets.
Jonathan,
so GG has go ahead, William.
Yeah, sorry. I was just curious, are different employees within a center able to create their own unique dashboards with those widgets, or will the dashboard with the widgets carry over for all individual employees?
No, each employee will be able to have each own widgets settings. Yeah,
Got it. That's great. Thank you.
that's a per employee basis.
So if William is shift 1 and I'm shift 2, when I come in and I log in and William logs out, the entire dashboard changes, right?
Will change for you, exactly.
So does that mean specific widgets won't be available to specific employees because they don't have a high enough permission to use that widget?
Permissions?
For example, okay, yeah, because for
sure.
example, maybe the lowest level employees, we don't want them to have access to, historical financial data, for example,
Exactly.
or a ledger. So okay.
Yeah. We one of the things that we are taking into account very seriously is security. So whenever we are adding any kind of feature to ggLib or ggRock, we analyze the permissions and we add the proper permissions for the managers to just set up if they want to provide that new feature for their employees or not, or they want to create new roles to avoid someone to check specific data. So widgets are not out of this setup, so they are included.
I like that. It sounds very much like when I set up my Android phone. I can add widgets and I can do a 1x1 or a 2x4 or depending on the widget. You know what I mean? That's exactly where my brain went when I was listening to you, explain how you set that up. So I guess the last question I have about widgets is that if I own multiple sites, right, and I log in on one location, but now I'm going to log in on another location, are those dashboards going to be the same, or do I have to set up different dashboards per location? Like, how is that going to work with the multi-location management that you described you're setting up as well?
Yeah, in the you will have a dashboard as a super admin on network.ggLib.com. The dashboard will belong to you, and you will set up as is best suits for you. And then as your user will be used to log in seamlessly on each center, the center will recognize you and then will set the same widgets and the same dashboard for all the centers.
Okay,
My
we got
brain keeps coming up
another.
with more questions.
Yeah, we got another question in from
All right.
Psychedelic. Let's say I start out with 20 PCs, and the following year I decide to add 10 more. Is there a process to add the PCs to our software fairly easily?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, from a billing perspective, we can always add PCs at any point. Even if you pay annually, we can just prorate those 10 new PCs at any point during the year. Just reach out to our sales team. We'll be able to get that set up for you. In terms of getting your PC set up to run identically to your other ones, that's where ggRock comes into play. And that's why ggRock is such a great tool to have. So if you have ggRock already set up at your location where you're running your 20 PCs, you'll be able to easily add your additional 10 PCs to the server and have all the games available, your boot image, just the same as your other 20 PCs. Now, you're going to want to make sure that when you're purchasing your 10 new PCs, that they're close in line hardware spec wise to your previous 20. And then Winger, you can kind of talk a little bit more about what that process looks like from an administrative point of view, but it should be pretty seamless and pretty easy to get those 10 PCs added to your overall location.
Yeah, really, when it comes down to, when you're utilizing the GG Rock solution, if you use the managed services, we pretty much do it for you. So if you don't want to do it yourself and figure it out, you can just pay us to do it. If you're a DIYer, which is totally fine, I was one of those myself. We have a knowledge base. It runs you through the step, but it's as simple as you get the computer on the network. You change the BIOS settings in there according to the guides that we have published for you. It'll start booting in the Windows. You got an add hardware wizard. You just got to choose it. This all revolves around the NIC, the network interface card, to make sure you get the right NIC that Windows detects, so it can actually PXE boot your image over the network. So that's a real simplified explanation. There's a lot of technical mumbo jumbo and magic. We use that term a lot here. That happens in the background, but that's really what it is. Obviously, the best case scenario is that you get the exact same PCs that you got during your initial purchase. But if that's not available, then just contact us. Like, look, this is what I got. This is what I want to accomplish. How do I best do this? We'll give you some pointers and some tips, and then we just move forward and get you more PCs and get you more revenue in your pocket. So,
absolutely. And if you ever have any doubt, that's what we're here for. So you'll have a dedicated account manager. You'll have someone that you can reach out to. We have our support team that's available 24/7. And if you're a managed service customer, then you'll have your own private Discord channel where you'll be able to talk to Winger and his team individually one-on-one as well. So we have lots of folks that are available to talk to you at any point should you have questions about how to proceed with a particular project or initiative or something like that for your center.
Yeah, I'm gonna touch on that real quick. Unless there's another question, but actually, regardless of another question, we'll hit the question afterwards. We got plenty of time.
Go ahead.
But we have full support. Like, you want to compare ggCircuit as a company to anybody else. I mean, we have a 24/7 support. Jacob Pitcher, he's our director of support. He used to work at a university. He's absolutely amazing. He has, I have to count, I think he's upwards of 18 people now on his support team. They're global. Our support team speaks many languages. Like, actually, our company in a whole speaks many languages. English, obviously. We got Spanish just from Jonathan. We have Korean. We have Filipino. We have Russian. We have Ukrainian. We have languages all across the globe. So, if you're unable to communicate in English, that's okay. Let's communicate in the language that you're happy to do so. And that's the great thing about using, language tools these days as well, because we can all use Google Translate at the end of the day if we're having an issue communicating. But, just to also hit on that point, GG Leap actually supports many languages. People are using it with simplified Chinese, Korean, Spanish, French, Italian. If we don't have your language, let us know what it is. Probably wouldn't even charge you to get it working in that language. You just might have to help on some of the localization things, right? But other than that, we can get you up and going with whatever you need, and won't take long at all.
Okay, we got another question here from Patrick. Can we expect any improvements on the stat side in GG Leap, like game tracking or time played on specific games? John, you want to take that one?
I don't know exactly what they mean with improvements on the stats side of ggLeap. I think
I would assume we're talking like reporting for center admins within ggLeap, what kind of information they can see at a glance or by exporting some data in terms of what engagement looks like at their center, what games are being played, and maybe even some game stats.
Well, inside ggLib we have the leaderboards, and the arcade system is totally capable of tracking many different games. At this moment, we are fully supporting 4 games on Arcade 1.0. So yeah, the stats are already there, and yeah, the good point of this being totally automated system is that you can just create your um, events, challenges, and quests to be run 24/7, even during the night, without any support from the employees. No, yeah, anything. You don't need to do anything at all there. So this system will take care of everything. Just the providing the points, creating the leaderboards, yeah, tracking the stats for each of these games. So yeah, I think I'm answering that question if I understood it properly.
Think so. Patrick says, right now in statistic, we see how many times a game is launched, but not how long it was played.
Okay, so okay, this means like stats side on the ggLib statistics panel. Yeah, this is one of our main how to say remaining things that we need to improve. The whole revamp of the statistics screen, and it is including the stats on the yeah, not only on the games itself, but also KPIs. We want to add KPIs to the dashboard and create a sort of dashboard also on the stats with better graphs touching basically everything regarding the your center. So yeah, stats on game are also part of that as well.
Okay, thank you. We've got a little bit more time for questions here. For anybody who has just joined us, we've gone through a couple different things so far. We've talked a bit about well, obviously we started with the introductions of who we are. These VODs will be coming out next week, so you can always go back and recap any of these things in greater detail. So you get a little bit about who we are. We talked about things that we've accomplished over the past quarters, broke 1,000 centers, 40% of you using ggRock, talked about the new website, talked about the third version of ggLeap 3.0, and Arcade, which is a bit about what we were just talking about in terms of a light version of challenges and tournament structures and repeated events that you can program inside ggLeap. We also looked a bit into the future of our goals to have a free ggLeap version, different pathways for you all to make money, increase your profits, reduce your expenses, and leverage the size and reach of the ggCertain network as a whole for all of us to win together. Then Jonathan spent a little bit of time going into our future development, which includes a new widget system, some improvements to the admin panel being the widget system, and then a few little notes on the ggRock future development. So on Monday, you should be able to dive back into those. We're not going to repeat every single part of it right now. And right now, we are taking any questions. So if you're just joining us, we can dive back into some of those topics if you want to talk about them now or anything else that you have on the top of your mind.
While we're waiting for the next question to come in, Jonathan, if our customers or if our clients have like feature requests or things they'd like to see improved upon, like how do they get that information to you? I talk to, random universities, random esports centers, and they're like, oh, this would be a good idea. Whether I agree with it, whether it's a good idea or not, where does that information need to go? How do our customers get that information to you and your team?
Yeah, we have different channels as William spotted before, but the main one that we have, and I'm the one that I most follow the most, and track and categorize all the insights there, is through the web page that I mentioned before, pipeline.ggleap.com.
So that's
That
pipeline.ggleap.com, not
Yeah,
ggCircuit,
it
right?
is. ggleap. We have another one for ggRock, but I don't know if it is pipeline.ggrock.com. I'm not sure about that. Can double check, but anyway, that's the most important feature additions and voting that we have to set the roadmap. So you can add your ones, the new ones you are interested in. If you cannot find anyone that you want to vote, or you can vote on, and also not only voting, but also you can paste some comments on the current ones. So perhaps the definition of that user story is set in another way, or a slight different way if you are interested of having it. So you can also explain a little bit how would you do in that specific feature, so we can take it into consideration in order to create the feature that is capable of achieving all use cases.
Let's now I'm just thinking out loud, but let's take this as an action item to get defined links for both ggLeap and ggRock feature requests, and then get those published at minimum in our Discord server, in our ggCircuit Discord server, and maybe even possibly on the website, so that we can better disseminate that information to our customers and our clients, and then they can share our feedback. I know back in the day we had a spot in Discord so that they could do that. I'm pretty sure it's not there anymore. So yeah, we should probably actually look at how we want to best resurrect that, because we want to be developing for what our customers want to use. If you need something, that's what we need to be developing. We really want to get away from telling you how to run your center and telling you what tools you should be using. We really want to make ggLeap a place to where you can have options, because you run your center different than how I ran my center, and we all run our centers different than the next person, right? So we need to make sure that we have all the tools necessary so that everyone can be able to run their places the way that they want.
Hey, it's a great idea.
Yep.
Okay. We have a little bit of time left. I think if anybody here has any final thoughts in the future, anything else that they want to share, we can go around and then close it out. Anybody? No? Winger kind of sounds like he just got it. Winger kind of sounds like he just got his final thing out. I guess I can lead as well. I can say I'm excited that we're actually starting to do these town halls again, and I think we should be doing these on a more regular basis. Maybe we'll start to have a little bit of education on new features before they come out, so as soon as they drop, you're ready to use them. You know how to use them. You can plan for how they're going to be employed in your operations and your business, and just in general have a more regular touch point with all of you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm super excited to have these town halls again. This has always been kind of a staple of our business, where we take ideas and feedback from our fantastic customer base and turn them into a reality and work them into the final product. I'm super excited for the new admin panel. I think this has been long overdue, and I think a lot of folks are going to be really excited about this. Just having the ability to customize that admin panel the way you want, the way that works best for your business, I think is huge, because I touched on it a little bit earlier, but we all operate our businesses quite a bit differently. So we have lots of folks that are more traditional, sell by the hour, esports centers. We have some folks that cater to children's birthday parties. We have some folks that cater to coding camps, and we have some folks that cater to Path to Pro, and then we have our educational clients, and they run in a lot of different ways as well. So having a customizable admin panel makes so much sense when our businesses differ so very much. So I'm incredibly excited about that.
I want to touch a little bit on that, because what I've liked to see is the growth of our customers over the last few years. We got YMCA's, we got rec centers, both private and public. We have massive sports centers. You go in that sports center and you can play basketball, racquetball, pickleball, esports. Right, like there's esports centers within these massive sports centers. We've got city buildings. We've got convention centers. We have sports arenas. Where esports centers exist. Obviously, universities, K through 12s, both public and private. Hotels. We actually have hotels with esports setups in there, and GG Leap is the operating system for those centers. If you would have told me back in 2017, oh yeah, hotels, that's the next one, I was like, yeah, get out of here. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, I'm wrong. I'm wrong sometimes. So, so if you want to put esports somewhere, come and talk to us. And if our current solution isn't going to be what it needs to be, then let's have that conversation. Let's figure out what you need to accomplish your business goals. And maybe it's a different version of what we have, or maybe we just have to tweak it a little bit. But whatever it is, let's start that conversation, and let's see if it has legs, and let's see where it takes us. So I just like sending my crews all around the world, all over the U.S., all 50 states, Canada, Argentina, Mexico, Ireland, all over the U.K., Australia, New Zealand. I was in KSA earlier this year with Dustin. We go everywhere, and we collect stamps in our passports, almost like Pokemon cards. So if you need us in your country, just let us know. We'll show up, and we'll get the work done for you. So that's what I'm excited about. That's what I like. I don't get to play games as much as I want, but I just like working in this industry, and I like working with all of our customers to, help further their business goals and aspirations. So.
Love it. Thanks, Winger. John, did you have any other final thoughts before we close today's town hall?
Data, I don't have anything else. I'm super excited, as I mentioned, with the full pack of things that we have on the roadmap in front of us. I'm a bit worried to fulfill all of them. But I think we are doing a really great job. We have a senior, mature, an amazing developer team behind us. They are covering all the aspects that make sense in a gaming center, in a university, in a K-12 venue. So whatever. So I'm so happy to be here and to contribute as much as I can with these roadmaps.
Thanks. We're happy you're here too. And don't worry, we'll just keep adding more and more things to the roadmap. So you guys will stay plenty busy. All right. Thanks for all of you who joined. We'll be, as I said, starting to hold these more often. And again, please fill out the survey, and you can look to find any of these recordings starting next Monday. Until next time, happy Thanksgiving, happy holidays.
Enjoy.